Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's episode of Vlogmas, I'm gonna talk about influencer things and answer some of the questions that you guys have. So I asked on Instagram stories, asking you guys what are some questions you guys always had when it came to the influencer industry. I really want to thank y'all for sending me very good, insightful questions. I'll try to answer them as much as I can for you guys. I did kind of segment the questions into 4 different categories: personal, finance, influencer life related, as well as career progression. And let's get started. For me, I can't say like on behalf of all of the influencers out there, because I'm sure everybody kind of charges for different things and have their own rates that they are comfortable with getting. Firstly, we do get paid for some sponsored postings. So these sponsored postings can be on Instagram, on YouTube, Insta stories. Sometimes brands will come to us and go like, I'm gonna send you the products, can you create like this amount of postings for me and post it. Those can be charged like by per post. So different types of deliverables have different prices to them. So Instagram post is one price, YouTube video is another price, Instagram stories is another price, so on and so forth. I think a lot of people have a misconception that, you know, we only do postings that are paid, which is not true. Especially this type of videos, I don't actually get paid for them. YouTube pays me very little. So do not think that everything we do is just because we're paid or we are meant to say that it's good, that's why we are promoting it. I wouldn't take up a job that would potentially tarnish my reputation and your trust in me. So if a product is not good, I'm not gonna take it up, you know, even if they want to pay me a lot of money. So I hope you guys can trust me on that. Yes, because there are good months and there are bad months, and when you work for yourself, it means that your income is very unstable. Because I've been doing this for a few years now, I kind of already know when are the good months and when are the low months, so that way I can adjust my workload and kind of shift my content that I want to create around. I'll kind of like use those lower months to create more organic content, and then I will have like an archive of videos that I can just slot in here and there so that the channel looks a little bit more balanced. To be honest, I don't really spend that much, so I don't think I need to make like any special arrangements to spend certain way. I try to practice like good saving habits. I will ask myself, do I need it or is it just a want? If it's a want, then can I wait for it? I'll wait for it. We see our influencer business somewhat like a self-employed person. So if you run your own business, this is something that you have to deal with. Of course, I do feel very pressured on days where I just don't want to wear makeup. Sometimes I'm just so busy and so tired. But as a beauty influencer, I do have like a certain type of standard to uphold to. For me, I prefer my face with makeup a lot more than my face without makeup. So that's why it kind of just affects not only my job, it also affects like my entire mood. Whenever I do IG stories and I'm like, okay, I really look so terrible today, let's slap on some filter or something. But I don't think it's to the point where I'm obsessed over it. I can go out without makeup. In fact, I always take the plane without makeup. I go grocery shopping or go for breakfast without makeup. But honestly, I wouldn't go to town without makeup, because I know that that's where more people will look at you and more people will recognize you, and I think it comes together with me being a beauty influencer. Yeah. Thankfully, I don't really have a lot of hate comments. Most of the hate comments are mostly just people telling me that I look like shit without makeup or I look super different without makeup. But I don't get affected anymore. In fact, I'm quite happy when I get these kind of comments, because as a beauty influencer, you want to showcase like how good you can transform, whether it's yourself or someone else. And I think whenever I get this kind of comments, it means that I've succeeded, right? Some other comments that get to me would be, whatever you're doing, you have no right to say that you're tired, because yours is not even a decent job. Yeah, that actually is quite hurtful, I guess, because, you know, I really put my heart and my soul into everything that I do and all of the content that I create. These kind of comments really get to me, because I feel like a little bit unappreciated. So how I deal with it, I guess, the first thing is I will just rant to my fellow influencers. And then everybody will be like, what? How can he say that? Or how can she say that? You know, and that gives me a lot of comfort to know that like I'm not alone. So after a while, I just get over it. Like, I don't really think about it anymore. To be honest, I have no work-life balance. It's something that I really need to work on. I spend all of my time working. Right now, I just try to shut off, especially on the plane, like because there's no internet. I really shut off, and that's when I catch up on all of my Korean dramas, and it really helps me relax. Every day it's very different. I do client meetings, I do brainstorming, I meet my team, edit videos, come up with captions, creative directions, source for props, source for locations, do the actual shoot itself, attend events, review products, and travel. So yeah, that's what we do on a daily. This is something that I've learned across the years of being an influencer, and I've come to realize that, sometimes there are things that money really cannot buy. Like, one thing is your trust in me. So when it comes to products that are not super suitable for me, I would just be clean about it. When I first get a brief from the client, I will tell them, if this is meant for oily skin, I've got super dry skin, you guys know that. I'm gonna tell them that, hey look, I'm not gonna be suitable for this, maybe look for someone else. I don't want to talk about it in a way that it's super beneficial for me when it's obviously not. The baseline is honesty really goes a long way, and the trust that you guys have in me is my utmost priority. Of course, if you are still doubtful about any product that is like sponsored or anything, you can always DM me and ask me, and I'll always try my best to answer my DMs. Honestly, I think I will be at a loss. I guess everyone will be affected, and very soon there will be another app that is similar to satisfy these needs in people's life that will come up. So once it surfaces, I will just start again. For me, I'm really thankful I started at an era where there were not so many influencers yet, so the competition back then wasn't that tough. I would say now it's really competitive. In the past, because there were a lot less influencers to choose from compared to brands that wanted to advertise with influencers, we didn't really have to go out to pitch ourselves or to source for any clients. So I would say I'm quite blessed because all of them just come. After they see like the things that I've done for other brands, then they will just be interested and they will just email and ask if I'm interested to work with them. I think I've been in this industry for a long time. With experience, I don't really want to crave, I don't crave like fame anymore, like in terms of number of followers, because I feel like it's taught me that it's really not everything, because people can just easily just buy it, Once someone buys the followers, it just breaks your heart, like, because you just work so hard for all these numbers and people can just outshine you like this. So for me, I always tell myself, like, I just want to be proud of the content that I put out there. It has to be something that I want to watch. As a follower of MONGABONG, I want to watch these type of videos. I don't want to do things for trends. I don't want to do things just to make money. I want to do things for myself and for you guys who are so dear to me, like you guys have been following me for so long, and you give me your time and your energy and your love and your support, and that's the least I can do for y'all. Probably like how people have a preconceived impression of you just by looking at your pictures or looking at how you behave online, and they have this like impression of how you're like as a person before they meet you in person. Is to be as true and portray yourself, the true you, online as much as offline, because I'm definitely like a lot more energetic in person. I'm more human in person, compared to the me online, and I just don't know how to come across as more human in that sense. And at the same time, it's also really hard for me to not want to filter out the bad sides and post it online, because it might seem as like airing dirty laundry, and then as a result it looks like my online life is very like glamorous, it's so perfect and everything, and I don't want to paint a picture of that. So I think that is the hardest part, to be able to know when to share, what to share, and not cross the boundary of like airing too much dirty laundry. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any more questions about my life as an influencer, leave it in the comments box down below. I'll try my best to answer them as much as I can, and I'll see you in my next Vlogmas video. Bye!